Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Derby fans. We're just sitting here at the Bubble Las Vegas.
I'm Babylon Babic, and I would like to thank you for being a part of viewing today. Today, you're going to see a bunch of fresh teams coming out doing their best to win the Sloppy Cup. We are live in Toronto right now. Our first game is going to see the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers squaring off against the Neoights.
Do you have audio? Yeah, if you don't have volume, the volume controls are there in front of you. You'll know if the other guy starts screaming in agony, you've done the wrong one.
We're just working on some levels here, getting everything set up here for our first game, so please bear with us as we're playing with it.
The Neoights are a Northern Ontario team that's comprised of skaters from Timmins, Temiskaming, Cochrane, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, and Kirkland Lake. And the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers are just a little ways up the 400, and they are skating out of Barrie and Orillia area.
Levels are checked. Skaters are lined up. I believe it's time for some derby.
It is time to get this show rolling, Las Vegas.
Now we're trying to figure out who we got here on the lines. We've got a very unique angle here, so as we figure it out, we'll let you know. But here we go as the start of our first jam. Looks like Rebel Rollers have got out to a first lead jam number 13, Eddie Rebel. Going around and looking pretty swift going around on her first lap of the track.
And it looks like the Rebel Rollers are doing a good job, Vegas, of slowing down the Neoights jammer. But Blue Eyes finally negotiates her way through the back of those Rebel Rollers, but quickly, with a little bit of a spin and grace, she calls that jam off for South Simcoe.
You know, it's a really quick start here. Quick 5 points, quick grand slam, quick call off. It's very interesting, very start to this tournament. It is usually a 16-team tournament. I believe we only have 15 teams this year.
That's correct, Ross. It's a 20-minute game, round-robin format. Each team will have 2 timeouts and 1 official review.
It's very similar to the Beast of the East, except for it's all put in one day.
And the fact that they're all brand new skaters, Ross.
That's also a big factor there. And look at that. We've got Neoights out there with Gruesome Gracie, number 5, 6, 7, 8, going around with lead jammer, but out of the trails and forces her to call it off. You know, as we get started here with this tournament, everyone's brand new here at this tournament. We got officials who are rookies who are starting out for their very first tournaments. We've got volunteers who have never volunteered at a tournament like this. It's a very new experience for both skaters and everyone here alike.
Yeah, and you know for a fact a lot of them are going to leave with the derby bug, going back to their home leagues and continuing to support their derby community. And the third jam of the game is underway.
And that's number 26, Tomcat Waits, taking lead. Hot on the trail, though. It looks like South Simcoe Roller going back and back. It looks like we're going to have a little jammer-on-jammer action here.
Oh, but she picks up a forearm call. That's Eddie Rebel. She's going to take a seat at the box. Oh, but that's Pipsqueak picking up a penalty.
Now, that was pretty odd there. It looks like she picked up a cutting the track penalty while she was outside the pack. It might have just been a accident that she tipped her toes on the inside of the track there. But again, this is a very new, fresh meat tournament. There's going to be a lot of mistakes made and a lot of things learned from this experience.
And with the jammer do-si-do, we see Eddie Rebel heading back out there.
We're going to go a full 2 minutes with this jammer bounce.
And she picks up a grad slam, as you can see Tyler Swift out there signaling to his scorekeeper. Oh, and that is Eddie Rebel taking the outside lane, picking up yet another grand slam, trying to get a little bit of a gap from these Neoights for the Rebel Rollers.
Oh,
that's Pipsqueak. She finds herself in a bit more trouble.
She went to the outside lane, picked up a back block, going back to the box for the second half of this power jam here for South Simcoe.
Katie Kaboom just did a good job as she takes the Rebel Rollers jammer out of bounds.
Neophytes are a little locking on blockers out there. They've only got 2 left. Everyone else is in the box. But they're doing a good job slowing everything up, but still, over and over, Eddie Rebel making her way through the front of that pack.
And yet again, she picks up a grand slam.
And that's going to do it for that jam.
So, with 16 minutes left in this game, we got the Rebel Rollers with 20 points up on the board. The Neophytes have yet to score a point. Their jammer is starting in the box, standing for the beginning of this jam, and each team will be down 1 blocker. I stand corrected. The Neophytes did manage to get 5 points up on the board. It is 20-5.
Now, for you people watching at home, there will be a scoreboard overlay on the screen at some point this afternoon. We're just still working out the kinks on it in our broadcast. But right now, A-Train, number 100 for South Simcoe, taking lead jammer.
And that's Pipsqueak. She's out of the box right now for the Neophytes. And she just takes a big hit, putting it outside. But A-Train calls that jam off. But not before putting another 4 points up on the board for the Rebel Rollers.
So Simcoe picking up a big lead so far, 24-5. And in these short games, every single point counts. I mean, all it takes is one power jam one way or the other to swing the balance of this game.
And that's a part of the excitement of it, isn't it, Ross?
Oh, yeah. With these 20-minute games, everything happens quick and sometimes very decisive. Oh, and there's an interesting start there from the Neophytes jammer.
And that's Eddie Rebel. She's out for the Rollers again.
I think that is her 3rd jam in a row.
I believe so, and she keeps grabbing lead jammer status. But hot on her heels is Gruesome Gracie. She forces Eddie Rebel to call it off. Once again, we're coming live from Toronto. We have the Fresh and the Furious tournament. All these teams are battling for the Sloppy Cup today.
I think that's actually the first year they're calling it the Sloppy Cup. I have yet to see this trophy. I'm very interested to see what it looks like.
Myself, too.
Well, we got A-Train up there on the line for South Simcoe. And I believe we have... Oh, there's A-Train taking lead jammer.
Yeah, the Rebel Rollers have taken the majority of the lead jammer statuses so far this game.
And it looks like Pipsqueak is going to the box for a cutting of the track.
I believe that's her 3rd penalty,
That
too,
is.
Ross.
She is in the danger zone. Oh.
I'd like to remind all the viewers at home that 4 penalties will get a foul out. You will foul out after 4 penalties in these 20-minute short games.
A-Train is working her way through the pack, out to the outside, takes the last one down, picks up the grand slam. She keeps racking up points. The jammers for the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers are looking pretty good right now against the Neophytes.
And the Neophytes are setting that wall up at the front, doing their best to slow her down till their jammer gets out of the box.
Neophytes bridging out
There's
pretty
an
well.
Out of play call.
Oh.
And that is a failure to return for Nikki Ninja, as I don't think she quite knew where everybody was at behind her. She was just focused on stopping the Rebel Rollers jammer.
Well, that is the one thing about when you're new at this game. It's learning where the engagement zone is, looking how far ahead of the pack you can be, and still engage in contact.
Also counting on your teammates to bridge you up that far so that you can still continue to block.
We've got 12:30 left in this game. So some Rebel Rollers 39, Neophytes 5. We're almost halfway through this game already. It feels like we've just started.
That quick, and we are in the 6th jam of this game.
Oh, that was a great move to the
quick to the outside, eh, Ross? That's Eddie Rebel again.
Eddie Rebel taking the brunt of the jammer responsibilities for the Rebel Rollers. She's been taking a good line through the pack each time, getting through nice and quick, but that time the Neophytes have taken her down.
Nice big block, and she calls the jam off because she knows that Blue Eyes for Neophytes was coming up real fast.
Well, it looks like Rebel Rollers will pick up a couple there to target 42-5 over the Neophytes.
Just a reminder for our viewers at home that we will have a scoreboard up very soon, but the score reads 42-5. Rebel Rollers with the lead. It looks like my ref nut, the head ref of this crew, has his first official review coming in. Now, if they win this review under the new rule set, they actually retain their review, but this might be their only review they get to use if the call does not get overturned, or we're not even sure exactly what this review is about yet.
No, it looks like it could be a points review of some sort, but it's the jammer didn't make her way to the back of the pack after her initial pass, so it could just be a penalty discussion of some sort, just trying to figure out getting a few of those penalties back off the board so that way they can continue to go. With only 4 penalties before a foul out, those penalties are very crucial to try to keep off the board.
For sure.
Though my ref nut does look pretty good out there as crewhead.
Yeah.
Being an old dinosaur of an official myself, I enjoy seeing other officials get the chance to lead new crews, especially at a tournament such as this where there's so many rookies and people who are just getting into the sport.
Yeah, they do leave a lot. They do leave here with the built confidence, working with the same crew all day. I speak from experience myself, doing this tournament for the first time 4 years ago as an official, and it's a good experience all around. And my ref nut right now is in the zebra huddle, discussing what the review is. Who saw what?
Well, while we got a little bit of a break here, let's go through a couple of our vendors that we got here. Brassiere Boutique, better options at reasonable cost, and we help with the sizing. Visit them at www.brassiereboutique.ca.
We got Happy Peddler, a unique handcrafted items made from new and recycled materials. You can find them on Facebook.
We also got Monster Muffin, Canadian-made clothing for on and off the track, from ready-to-wear to uniforms to custom-made. We got you covered. MonsterMuffin.com.
And you have Neo Skate in the house. Neo Skates is a roller derby and recreational skate store upstairs by the snack bar. Not that. Like people, I don't know if you have a snack bar upstairs in your house, but
I wish I did. It'd be a lot easier.
You can find them at www.skateneon.com. And it looks like, Ross, that my ref nut has given the verdict as to how it will be handled.
It looks like that there was just a little bit of shuffling at the end there. There wasn't a whole bunch of... no, I don't have any additional information for that one. It looks like it was just some sort of penalty issue. Like there was no large outcome. The score remains the same. Rebel Rollers 42, Neoights 5.
I don't see any additional skaters in the box either.
No.
Mind you, both teams are starting down with 2 blockers each in the box for this jam.
And that's Gruesome Gracie going out inside on the track, taking the lead jammer.
But I believe, once again, that's A-Train hot on her heels. Oh, but ladies and gentlemen, Moose does a great job at taking A-Train out of bounds.
And she does a good job taking it all the way back, but could not pull the cut out of it.
No, there was a no pass, no penalty there. It appears that Moose actually went down on one knee.
Once again to the inside of the track. Gruesome Gracie pulls it off, gets up another 4 points.
She put some much-needed points on the board right now, Ross, for the Neophytes to get back in this game. There is over 10 minutes left. And like you said, anything's possible.
Well, that's what you need to bite into that lead first. You need to get a good jam out there. You got to pull in a couple points. They're up to 13 right now. Neophytes 13, Rebel Rollers 46.
Neophytes got 8 points out last jam, but the Rebel Rollers managed to grab 4 points themselves.
Still, the 8 points on that jam is the biggest so far in the match. Oh, now.
And there we go. That is Moose. She is lead jammer for the Neophytes. And it appears that Pipsqueak picks up a cut. We got a couple Neophytes on the way to the box actually right now to grab a seat.
Moose has found her way in a very thin pack to go out there and pick up another 4 points.
Actually, we got 4 blockers in this jam right off the beginning taking a seat right now, Ross.
It was an entire traffic jam to the penalty box.
So that's each team out there with only 2 blockers on the track right now. Oh, and the Neophytes are down to 1 blocker on the track. And that's Moose. She calls that jam off for the Neophytes.
Neophytes, Kate Reconcile was the last blocker on the track there as they try to sort out all of the penalties that are gone in that jam. That was an entire wave of blockers that went in at one side to serve their 30-second penalty.
For sure. And fortunately for Katie Kaboom, both of the blockers that were in the box are standing up, so she's able to take a seat as opposed to starting on the track and having to skate around at this point.
Well, we're only got 3 blockers on the track for both teams. It's going to be wide open for the Jammers.
Yeah.
A-Train taking lead jam. Lead jammer, bro.
And it was very important, but Blue Eyes makes it through past the 2 blockers the Rebel Rollers have on the track.
Now, with such few blockers on the track, it's going to be tough to maintain a pack position here. It's going to be very interesting for my ref nut.
And A-Train really shows good awareness, knowing that if she just passes that 1 blocker, she's going to pick up 3 more ghost points.
That's 4-0.
4 points to nothing for that jam. Bringing the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers to 54, Neoights 21 points. We have 8.5 minutes left in this game. We are on Jam 10.
Well, finally, we got pretty much almost all the blockers back on the track. And who is that coming to the lead?
That is Gracie. She wastes no time. She takes the inside line. She grabs lead jammer status for the Neoights, which is very important. Gruesome Gracie's done a good job so far today when she's out there. But she has Eddie Rebel hot on her heels. I think Eddie Rebel might have grabbed some points that time, Vegas.
It looks like she's grabbed 1. I don't know if that was 1 or more, but it's 1 up on the board there.
Yeah, it's still a point that was stolen.
Neoights are taking a little bit, but I think that we're going to get an official review out of this one. I believe both teams only get 1 official review per match. Is that correct?
I believe so. They get 1 official review per match, but they have the opportunity at 2, obviously, just to remind everybody under the new rule set, if they win their official review, they retain their official review.
Now, if I was the Rebel Rollers coach in this particular instance, I would be in there trying to figure out exactly what the Neoights are talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It would be. You're right. They have the opportunity to get in there and understand what's being discussed.
Yep. Now, if this is an official review, maybe the first official review they had actually was deemed to be a winner, and then they got their review.
This actually isn't an official review. I saw my ref not signal the official timeout
and
then approach the bench. I'm wondering if this is regarding Pipsqueak, and it is. She picked up her 4th penalty, Ross, at the last jam.
That was it. We missed it.
Yeah, and she's fouled out.
Pipsqueak is fouled out of the game.
But she'll have the opportunity to skate in the next game the Neoights play today.
It was probably within that massive block of all the blockers at one time going in there.
That's when I seen her go in. The other 3 penalties she picked up was as a jammer. Yeah. The 4th one, which fouled her out, was as a blocker. And Moose is doing her best to make it through the front of that wall.
But it looks like she's picked up a cut on her way through. She's cut the track. Moose going to the box.
Moose is going to the box. And the Rebel Rollers jammer is in the box right now. And that's Eddie Rebel. And they're going to see a jammer bounce out of the box. And here she is on her way. For her, lead jammer status is still open, Las Vegas.
There it is.
And she picks it up.
I was not sure if it was available, but obviously Swift puts up the lead jammer signal. She's lead jammer.
She is, yeah. She's coming up fresh out of the box from the beginning of that jam start. And a big hit thrown.
Neoights putting up a good wall there. Great
Katie
hit by
Kaboom
number.
Does a good job. Eddie Rebel decides, you know what, I'm just going to call this jam off.
Probably a smart decision, but the jammer appears to be out of the track. We have got some sort of timeout coming up here.
Timeout to the for the Rebel Rollers. I believe what might have happened too is that she might not have been sure if when the Rebel Rollers were out and she picked up lead jammer status, she might not have known whether or not Moose for the Neoights was on her initial pass or scoring pass.
Well, that's a very tough one to determine when you're out there on the track. It's one of those things where if your coach is paying attention to that type of situation, you get that information from off the track. You can make those decisions better while you're on the track.
You know, and being all these new skaters that are out here, these are tips and things I'm sure they're going to pick up by the end of the day or learn a lot from.
That's the beauty of this tournament.
For the viewers at home, during this timeout for the Rebel Rollers, the score is 56 points up on the board for the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers, 25 points for the Neoights. We have 6.5 minutes left in this game. We are on the 12th jam. A lot of volunteers and a lot of people volunteering their time to make this work today.
One of my favorite volunteers of all time is got to be Layerdine.ca and both Mrs. and Mr. Force out there providing all of our technology, all of our broadcasting ability. Those guys have been around the Derby community what seems like forever, and they've done a great job setting us up here so you guys can watch at home.
I couldn't agree more, Ross. All right, it appears like this timeout is over, and we're about to get things rolling again. It looks like we have A-Train on the track for the Rebel Rollers. And is that Gruesome Gracie out there?
It's possible.
No, this time it's Katie Kaboom.
Oh, there she goes.
She's out there jamming.
Katie Kaboom, I believe this is her first time putting on the star for the Neoights. A-Train is out there.
She's been right on track. But she.
And as soon as you said right on track, she took the trains right into someone's back. She's going to the box.
She gave Doc a big back block, and she's going to grab a seat. And this gives the Neoights the opportunity to get some much-needed points on the board. If the Neoights really want to make a run at this game, they need to do it this jam right now. You feel the urgency.
Neoights blockers are actually working actively to stall the pack. They've got it stopped over there on turn 3.
Katie Kaboom fighting her way through the back. And it appears during Katie Kaboom's fight through there, and she wastes no time getting that initial pass taken care of. Oh, no, she's on a scoring pass, Ross.
She was lead before she went into the box. We're going a full pull of 2 minutes here, 45 seconds left in the jam.
So they just got to skate hard. The Neoights really got to do something, but A-Train has been busting through these walls. Katie Kaboom looking for a little bit of help to get past this Rebel Roller defense at the front.
It's been back and forth. Both packs are split up. Both are engaging with their own jammer.
Katie Kaboom, she skates hard trying to get out, picking up the points.
It almost seems like a race out there at this point with both teams trying to hold both jammers. Rebel Rollers at the pack are taking the front, trying to take a little of the advantage away for Katie Kaboom coming in there, but we've ran out of time. That's the end of the jam.
And they're still skating hard at the front here.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't hear the whistles. I can understand that.
Yeah. So that jam sees the Neoights put 18 points on the board, but South Simcoe Rebel Rollers put 12 points, only giving the Neoights really 6 points towards that lead that the Rebel Rollers have made up.
Rebel Rollers 69, Neoights 43 with just over 4 minutes remaining.
This might be an exciting finish, Ross.
I think, if the Neoights can get one little advantage here, pull in a couple of points, they can close that gap.
If the Neoights are going to hold this jammer up, they need to do it now, and they do it. And that gives Gruesome Gracie lead jammer status, and she's going to skate hard to get some points on the board. The Neoights did their best.
Gruesome Gracie's got about a half track advantage here to try to rack up some points.
She quickly calls jam off. She gets those points. I'm not a coach, but I was thinking right now a timeout for the Neoights might not be a bad idea to save some of this time on the clock.
It's not a bad idea right now.
We still have 2 of them, but then again, there's just over 3 minutes left. So,
if nothing else, just to hold a little bit of that time left on the clock, but you kind of want to save your timeouts to when you need them.
This is true. Also, let's be honest, they just picked up lead jammer status with the momentum going the way it is. You might want to keep things going.
It looks like the Rebel Rollers are throwing a new jammer out there. I don't know who that one is. That's number 16, Tammy Tomahawk. First time on with the star, first time lead jammer.
And that's number 4, Nikki Ninja for the Neoights. She gets to the front of that pack finally. She's going to have to skate hard.
Looks like the Rebel Rollers have saved. Oh my gosh, I believe that's going to be a forearm penalty. Tammy Tomahawk going into the box. It's going to be the advantage that the Neoights need here.
This is it. The Neoights have a chance right now to get back into this. They put a grand slam up on the board. We are going the full 2 minutes, Ross.
We've got 1:18 left in this jam. We've got a minute on top of that in the period clock, so they'll have the full time to try to make this lead up.
This is getting really exciting.
Nikki Ninja.
They have a chance right now. They're going to get some points on the board. That's Nikki Ninja. She fights her way through. She puts yet another Grand Slam up on the board.
Neophytes are doing a good job holding that pack to a crawl there.
We only have a 12-point differential right now with just under 2 minutes to go. She takes the outside line, Ross. She picks up yet another 5, bringing them closer to the Rebel Rollers.
We're only 7 points away right now.
7-point differential. We're going the full. The Neophytes got to put up a wall right now.
Oh, but Tammy Tomahawk has gone back out to the track. She went out, tried to call it off, but she's not lead jammer anymore.
Not lead.
We got 30 seconds left in this jam. Both jammers are trying to call it off.
Both trying to call it off, but they can't.
No one is lead jammer here, folks.
And that's Nikki Ninja. She's got a no pass penalty for 3 points.
Oh. And is that Tammy Tomahawk has picked up another back block. She's going to the box.
Hey, Nikki Ninja takes the outside line. Las Vegas. We got 73 points on the board. We got 70 points for the Neophytes with a minute left. This 20-minute game to start off this tournament has been very exciting.
And oh my gosh, what a jam. That is what the Neophytes needed to pull this back in here. Let's see if any of these teams call a timeout to sort this out for the last second.
Starling Fierce picks up a misconduct for a late call on the jammer after the whistles went.
Rebel Rollers 73, Neophytes 70.
Down by 3 points and on the power jam, Ross. It doesn't get much more exciting than this.
We're going to have 30 seconds left to play, and we've got an official timeout. Someone had to call a timeout. We needed to take a breath there.
Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home and you're watching this right now, 73 points for the Rebel Rollers, 70 for the Neophytes, 31 seconds left up on the board. It is anybody's game. What a way to start this tournament off.
Now, I believe what's happened here, oh my gosh, let's sort this out. Tammy Tomahawk has fouled out.
That's a foul out for each team. Pips.
Now, the thing is Tammy Tomahawk was the jammer in the last jam.
You got it.
So, if I'm not mistaken here, South Simcoe they should be allowed to, South Simcoe should be allowed to put a substitute in as a jammer in the penalty box to serve the 30-second penalty.
It. Yeah, and they get to decide who it is that goes in there.
Yeah. It looks like A-Train there.
I'm not surprised, Ross. A-Train's been doing a good job this game so far.
Yep. Now, A-Train looks like she's going to be taking the spot for Tammy Tomahawk in there. She's going to have a full 30 seconds. This is going to be a power start for the Neophytes.
And I know that my ref Nut's doing his best to get this cleared up quickly to take care of this because, let's be honest, momentum was all in the Neophytes' favor at the end of that jam.
Well, they pulled it up. It's the hardest part about this is when you've got that momentum, you don't know whether you want to call a timeout or you just want to let it roll. In this case, I wouldn't mind letting it roll, but an official timeout to sort out all of the foul outs, all of the penalties, get everything nice and straight, get the score corrected, make sure everything's right for the last jam.
Exactly. Especially when it comes to a game with this.
Now,
and there's another, is this another foul out?
Yes, it's another foul out.
KT Kaboom. She picked up her fourth as well. So that's Pipsqueak and KT Kaboom. They both foul out for the Neophytes. And for South Simcoe Rebel Rollers, I believe it was, who was it? Tammy Tomahawk.
Yes, that is correct.
Who fouled out for the Rebel Rollers. So there is only 31 seconds left in this game. Those skaters will be allowed to skate in the next games coming up today.
Yep. Now, with what we got here is we have a Neophytes down by 3 points. They have a power start here for the full 30 seconds while A-Train is in the box for South Simcoe.
However, it looks like Neophytes have 2 blockers in the box, and the South Simcoe Rebel Rollers have 1 blocker. So they're starting with 3 blockers, and these 3 blockers for the Rebel Rollers know they have to try to hold up the Neophytes jammer until A-Train can get out of that box.
Now, if you can see it from where we're sitting, it looks like right now that Gruesome Gracie is on the line with the star. And Neophytes are looking like they're setting up an outside block here. They're going to start to push the line towards the inside line there. And we'll see if they can get a nice little block, free their jammer, pop lead jammer status. It should be okay.
Well, with 31 seconds left and A-Train having to serve a full 30 seconds, the Neophytes really could conceivably pull off one heck of a comeback, being that they were down at one point by almost 33 points.
Yes, they haven't had the lead the entire game.
And here we go. This is
hold on. Nope. Everyone's just sorting out.
Oh, that's the infamous next whistle starts the jam. This is the whistle that ends the official timeout.
It's one of those hardest things to do as a jam timer, to learn how to do that, control the pace, but it takes some time.
This is true.
She's also on the
part of celebrity for you in your jam timer practices, eh, Ross Vegas?
Well, being a dinosaur, I've done everything pretty much.
And that is Gruesome Gracie. She picks up lead jammer status, and she's trying to pump the crowd up right now as well. This is exciting, Ross. A-Train is standing in the box right now. She's standing in the box.
If she picks up 4 points and calls this
jam off, this could conceivably be game over.
And that's what happened.
They're telling her to call it off, Ross Vegas. The Neoights pull up the impossible, or I shouldn't say impossible, but overcome over the 20-minute game, a huge gap of points. We're waiting for the official score right now to be relayed in by the jam refs. But what a way to start this tournament, Ross Vegas.
That was an exciting game to start our...
The Neoights, right in their name, they fight their way back. And that's it. My ref not calls the final. It is the Neoights skaters from Timmins, Temiskaming, Cochrane, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, and Kirkland Lake. They all came together today, and they pulled off in their first game one heck of a comeback.
Well, last second, last jam, last points on the board. They take their first lead of the day and win, beating the South Simcoe Roller Rebels 75-73.
Once again, I'm Babbling Babic.
I'm Ross Vegas. We'll be joining you up next for the 11:40 game, which I don't have a schedule for here, but we'll try to figure it out. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Stay tuned.
Well, I guess the action's all over, right? Bring her on. We've got another match starting in about 4 minutes. This one hits Buffalo, New York's Reeve's Court against RollerGirls Quebec. The Envoy and Gauthier. donations, and all proceeds are going to the Humane Society this year. So while you may be pounding someone on the track today, don't forget to treat your three little friends next week. Pick up some baked goods, fill your belly, and donate to a good cause. You might have also noticed next to the sales table, there are some solo cups, and that can only mean beer. Beer sales start at noon, so you're going to have to hold on a little while longer. But long-time GTAR sponsor, Mill Street, is showing again. So get some salads when you're ready. After 12. It's 12 o'clock somewhere, but it's not quite 12 o'clock here.
Jesus Christ. Okay, who just won? So they played here? South Central played here.
Getting ready for the official start. This match between RD2 and Reeve's Court. The winner of this match will go on to play the Neoights, who just picked up their first win of the day against South Central, pulling out an amazing win at the very end of the match to eke ahead by 2. Erin, number 4, Renegade. 499, number 72, Molly Maline. 88, Jules Byrne. 905, McCready. Number 91, Sofearme. And number 921, Skarpinski. Next out, Ryan Lovett and Anita Reeve. For RD2, beyond Wall, is Teague. Number 0001, Cordelia. 141, Izzy Gonzalez. 213, Divas. Number 3, number 55, Ninja Turtle. Number 666, number 8, Guns N' Roses. And wearing number 999, it's Archie. The next out, Snag Mark. And Lauren.
This year, but I had a concussion. I couldn't play.
We've got a live stream
that's the worst.
for this match. matches involving our two teams from Mojo province. RDQ and Renegade, who are on the shoulder, with two skaters from Video.
Seigneur.
But RDQ represent Montreal. Je m'excuse. Quebec City. Terrible insult because for them I'll try to make up for that during the match by saying Jacques at least once correctly. We're waiting for the refs to send the official call that we can start this match between the Queens or Rollers from Queen City or Roller and RDQ's Yanfra Eshabutabu from Quebec City.
Okay.
Sassis with the ball behind.
Queen's Court.
Oh, these teams just sound electrified and ready to go, but the crowd isn't making any noise at all. So why don't we light it up and let these skaters know that we are here, we're watching, we're ready. RDQ is on the line, ready to go.
First time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll lead you in. Oh, welcome back, Derby fans. We're here once again at Ted Reeve in the bubble for the Fast and the Furious 2015. I am Ross Vegas.
Et je suis Saucisse. Bienvenue au Fresh and the Furious édition 2015. Nous sommes dans la bubble.
It's going to be an interesting bilingual call here today. Usually, every bilingual call I've ever heard, it's been the Derby nerd. And it seems that Ed Patrick for the most part.
Ah, je vais essayer de chausser les souliers de plastique Patrick. Merci, la barre est haute.
I love Patrick.
Who doesn't?
Well, we're starting off here. This game will be starting very shortly. We've got the Queen's Court and a hot.
Viande froide et charcuterie.
That is going to take me a little bit of while to get used to.
You try?
Blanc froid de chal. Ugh. As an announcer, I should be ashamed that I cannot pronounce this correctly.
I think they did it on purpose.
Make it the most complicated of, but at least all the names are real easy to pronounce. Should we go down through the lineups here?
Yeah, and they don't have many names. They only have 8 players. Ils ont seulement 8 joueuses pour les viandes froides et la charcuterie. Numéro 0001, Clomédia, capitaine pour ce match. Numéro 141, Easy Gonzalez. Numéro 213, Diva Cop. Numéro 3, Kelly. Numéro 5, Dildodo Bombas. Numéro 55, Ninja Turtle. Numéro 666, Taminator. Numéro 8, Guns N' Roses. Et sur le banc, il y a Smegmark et Bloody Poppins. C'est ce qui conclut les viandes froides et charcuteries. Les viandes froides et charcuteries sont de Roller Derby Québec. C'est leur première apparition en tant que Roller Derby Québec à ce Fresh and Furious. Nous lui souhaitons bienvenue et merde.
You want to do it, Queen's Court, or should I?
Oh, you go.
All right. And Queen's Court coming all the way from Buffalo, New York. Got 122, Sinister. 126, Sassy McBrat. 13, Rosie. 138, May bring down a house. Number 203, Petty Dreadful. Number 324, Erin Go Brawless. Number 4, Nick Nugget. 499, Megalomania. And we'll start the rest of the rosters after the start of this game as we look like we're ready to go in. Here we go.
Easy Gonzalez s'élance pour la viande froide et la charcuterie et elle a passé. Elle est la première jammeuse, mesdames et messieurs. La jammeuse de Queen's Court est toujours prise derrière le pack. Et c'est un gros hit de Kill Easy. Elle est recyclée derrière le pack. C'est le deuxième passage pour Easy Gonzalez. Et elle revient derrière le pack. Elle s'en va vers l'extérieur, recoupe à l'intérieur et elle est repassée. C'est un autre 5 points pour Roller Derby Québec. L'autre jammeuse est sortie. Et elle la talonne. Izzy Gonzalez arrête le jam.
Gonzalez taking the last bit of that, pulling up big 10 points there. That interesting first jam here. This is the first time I've ever done a bilingual simulcast here, and I admit sometimes I just sit and listen. It's the only way I'm going to learn. Roller Derby Quebec taking the lead 10-0 over Queen City. And as we got a timeout here, I'm going to finish the rest of the rosters here for the Queen's Court. Number 72, Molly Maline. Number 88, Jules Byrne. Number 905, McCready. Number 91, Sigourney Cleaver. Number 921, Skarpinski. Bench staff, Violet Lovett and Anita Doobie. And shout out to people who are at home in Buffalo. Anita Doobie, who's been around the Queen's Court now probably closer to 5 years, I would say, 5 or 6. They have a brand new, beautiful facility down there on the riverfront in Buffalo. Beautiful facility. If you ever get a chance, please go check it out. And here we are with the second jam of the game. Got Rosie on the line here for the Queen's Court. And who is that?
Clomédia est la première jammeuse pour les viandes froides et la charcuterie. Rosie vient aussi de sortir du pack.
What a beautiful line for Chlamydia around the outside. Pulling up big 4 points.
Clomédia prend ses points et arrête le jam.
Though our friends from Quebec only brought 8 skaters with them, they all look fairly experienced.
Oui. À Québec, il y a 2 équipes. Il y a les Casse-Gueules et les Rouges-et-Gores. Ils ont aussi une équipe de voyage, les Duchesses, qui ont joué contre les New Kids on the Block de Montréal récemment. Ils ont des rookies qui jouent présentement, qui sont dans leur équipe All-Star, qui ont joué contre les Skids. Donc, Clomédia, que nous venons de voir jammer. Donc oui, le niveau est assez élevé à Québec. Nous avons Izzy Gonzalez qui s'élance et qui prend le lead encore une fois.
Now it appears we have a power jam here for Quebec. Izzy Gonzalez is working with the power jam going to the inside of the track. She's working her way through the Queen's Court and makes it a nice, easy pass, picking up a big 5-point grand slam. Queen's Court is having trouble keeping their jammer on the track. They still have yet to pick up a point so far.
La jammeuse de Queen's Court est de retour sur la track. Toujours prise derrière les bloqueuses de viande froide et charcuterie. Et elle est sortie. Izzy Gonzalez se rapproche du pack. Les Blancs prennent le devant. Queen's Court, elle réussit tout de même à prendre ses points et arrête le jam. Queen's Court a réussi à voler 1 point sur ce jam.
It looks like this skunk is denied with the 1 point there for Rosie and the Queen's Court.
Et on sait que parfois, c'est le point qui peut faire la différence à la fin du match.
Queen City trailing 28-1 with 16:30 left to play in the game. Just seems to be some confusion on the inside of the track on when to start this jam, and here we go.
Et Clomédia passe par l'extérieur. Elle est sortie, première jammeuse. La viande froide et charcuterie contiennent la jammeuse adverse devant le pack. Clomédia est revenue. Elle se faufile. Et elle complète son deuxième passage. La jammeuse de Queen's Court est toujours prise derrière le pack. Clomédia revient. Et un beau petit saut du Apex. Ça fonctionne. 5 points de plus pour viande froide et charcuterie. L'autre jammeuse n'est toujours pas sortie.
Oh. With another beautiful pass to the outside. She's raking in the points. Another 4-point pass there.
Et elle arrête le jam juste avant que la jammeuse adverse puisse prendre ses points.
It seems that Queen City has no answer for these skaters. Chlamydia and Izzy Gonzalez seem to be going through so quickly. They cannot be stopped right now.
42-1. Il reste 14 minutes de jeu. Ah, nous avons Québec qui commence à la ligne de pivot. Et Queen City prend le lead.
Jules Byrne coming out with our first lead jammer of the game. But hot on the trail. It's a little bit of jammer on jammer action coming through here. And Gonzalez takes over the lead. She forces her to call it off. Call it up, knot it up at zeros. 42-41. Oh, 42-2-1. I apologize.
Les viandes froides et charcuteries n'ont pas laissé l'autre équipe prendre avantage de leur premier lead jam. On retourne à la ligne de pivot. Clomédia pour viande froide et charcuterie.
It looks like they're starting up here at the pivot line. What is this? Is this 2005 all over again?
School.
Gosh. And here we go. But
Et Clomédia se fait frapper à l'intérieur. Ce fut brutal. Et elle s'en va à la boîte de pénalité pour un back block.
Power jam to the Queen's Court. Number 321, Erin Gobrales picks up lead jammer. She's going to have 30 seconds to work with to get back to the back of the pack there. Queen's Court is slowing down that pack, trying to give her an advantage. They're over there in turn 3 as she comes to the back of the pack. Seems to take a nice, and they're working real hard with that 3-wall to try to keep her locked into the back.
La défensive de Roller Derby Québec réussit à garder la jammeuse et ne la laisse pas faire des points durant son super jam.
Now, there's excellent blocking there. Taminator there holding the pack at the back. Keep this power jam to 0 points at the moment.
Et Kelly referme la porte à l'intérieur. La jammeuse ne peut pas passer. Taminator, la sortie de piste.
Taminator and Kill Easy are working really well as a pair out there for blocking. It was a miracle that Queen City only took 5 points out of that power jam.
Et on se rappelle aussi que Viande Froide et Charcuterie n'ont que 8 joueuses. Ils ont une rotation de 2 jammers. Le score est maintenant de 42-6 pour Viande Froide et Charcuterie. Il reste 12 minutes de jeu.
That's Ninja Turtle going to the box for a multiplayer.
Et Rossi de Queen City, de Queen's Court prend le lead jam. Mais elle a Izzy Gonzalez sur les talons. Izzy qui crie à son équipe de prendre les devants pour essayer de récupérer des points. Je crois qu'elle a réussi. Elle a pris 3 points. Et c'est 4 pour Queen's Court.
(45-10), 11:30 left in this game. Games are once again really short here at Too Fresh, Too Furious. They are only 20 minutes in length. You're allowed 4 foul outs here. 4 fouls to a foul out, just because the game is so short. And off we go one more time.
Et Clomédia est sortie du pack tellement vite, je ne l'ai pas vu passer. La jammeuse adverse est sortie et essaie de la rattraper. Clomédia crie à ses joueuses d'aller devant pour essayer de récupérer des points. Et c'est réussi. Elle arrête le jam juste avant que la jammeuse adverse puisse lui voler des points. Très beau travail.
And wow, we got a little small break here. Let's plug some of our vendors and our info here. Neil Gunner is here with his Derby book, In the Battle, the Roller Derby Experience, in photos and interviews. Just $40 will get you an autographed copy with portraits and sales going to the GTA RollerGirls. Support local roller derby and check out the merch table in Vendor Alley. There's also, if you're looking for it, hashtag is hashtag FNF2015. Back, here we go.
Oh!
Oh!
Elle a coupé la piste, numéro 88, Jules Byrne de Queen's Court. Elle s'en va en pénalité. C'est un super jam pour Izzy Gonzalez. Et elle est sortie. Belle offense de la part de viande froide et charcuterie.
That's number 4, McNugget, going in for a high block.
Oh, ils ne l'ont pas vu passer. Le Jules Byrne est de retour, numéro 88 pour Queen's Court. Elle est revenue de pénalité et a pris l'extérieur. Et Izzy Gonzalez arrête le jam. On vous rappelle que c'est de petites parties de 20 minutes. Après 4 pénalités, une joueuse est expulsée.
Looks like a timeout.
Un temps mort est demandé pour Roller Derby Québec.
And while we have a little bit of a timeout, let's go once again to our vendors and sponsors. Happy Peddler, unique handcrafted items made from new and recycled materials. Find us on Facebook, Happy Peddler. Also, we got Neon Skates. Neon Skates is a roller derby and recreational skate score. That didn't... We're just trying to sort out our vendor list here. It's a brand new day here at the Fast and Furious out here in Toronto. We're trying to find out all of our interesting...
Si vous voulez utiliser des hashtags, hashtag FNF 2015, hashtag Fresh and the Furious. Spread the love.
Sometimes I think I'm such a dinosaur with some of these hashtags. I'm old enough to remember ICQ. That's good enough for me.
Don't say it too loud.
While I Instagram the rest of this stuff. And we're back to the action here. Both teams
Le
have
média
locked up.
s'essaie à l'extérieur et coupe vers le centre. Elle est la première jammeuse. Suivie de près par le numéro 13 de Queen's Court, Rossi. Le pack va très vite. Clomédia prend ses points et arrête le jam.
It seems to be automatic for both Chlamydia and Izzy Gonzalez. It seems that they've been, even though this is a rookie tournament, you can see the strategies of well-advanced teams coming out here, even at this level.
Oui, elles sont très rapides pour arrêter le jeu avant que l'autre équipe puisse faire des points et ça fait très mal de l'autre côté.
(66-10), 8 minutes remaining.
Il y a de l'action dans le peloton. Et oui, j'ai dit peloton. Oh, Izzy Gonzalez se fait sortir par le numéro 13, Rossi.
Rossi taking 2 blocks, taken to the outside, but she gets called on a forearm.
Et c'est Izzy Gonzalez pour les viandes froides et charcuteries qui prend le lead. Queen's Court ont les devants du pack. Et Izzy passe à l'extérieur. Prend ses points et arrête le jeu. L'autre jammeuse est toujours assise dans la boîte. Il y a présentement une jammeuse et une bloqueuse dans la boîte pour The Queen's Court de Buffalo, New York. Clomédia, seule jammeuse sur la piste pour viande froide et charcuterie. Et c'est parti.
They cannot. Chloe lead jammer status going through for. It seems that she is unstoppable. She has taken lead every single time she's been out on the track.
Numéro 88, Jules Burns est sorti de la boîte. Et Clomédia a arrêté le jeu.
Another 5 big points. It just seems to be automatic right now. Every jam appears to be almost the same. Pick up the 4 or 5 points, call it off, reset, do it again.
Mais je crois que Jules Burns n'avait pas complété son passage initial sur ce jam. Je me demande si c'est un choix stratégique de l'arrêter.
Taminator captaining the blocker lineup at the pivot line.
Et on essaie de passer l'étoile chez Queen's Court. Ça n'a pas fonctionné. Et Easy Gonzalez est sortie. Elle revient derrière le pack pour son deuxième passage.
Erin Brothers is the jammer. She does not have the star on her head as she has taken it off in an attempt to pass it to her pivot. However, the back line of RDQ is still way too strong for her to even pass the star through.
Viande froide et charcuterie tiennent très bien la jammeuse adverse derrière et en l'empêchant ainsi de compléter son passage de l'étoile à son pivot. Wow, la défensive de Roller Derby Québec est impénétrable.
Looks like we're going to have an official review. Now, with no jammer in the box and there is nothing else here, I'm sure that they're just going out there to talk about penalties at this point.
Et peut-être aussi que ça va laisser un peu le temps à leurs 8 joueuses de souffler. Un peu avant de recommencer.
Well, that was a quick meeting.
On perd pas de temps.
Looks like our head crew referee, my ref nut, is sorted out all of the problems really quick. They're double checking the score as we are about to conclude this game. 84-10 with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
Et le score est de 84-10. Il reste 5 minutes de jeu. Viande froide et charcuterie sont en tête. Même pour les francophones, c'est dur à dire. Le gagnant de cette partie va affronter les Neoights lors du prochain match.
And losers of this match should face South Simcoe in the losers bracket here, the teams with 1 loss. We're all straightened away, back to Derby. And that was quick work for Chlamydia. Once again, another lead jammer.
La défensive de Roller Derby Québec ne laisse pas passer la jammeuse adverse, qui est toujours prise derrière le pack. Et Chlamydia est repassé. Nous avons le numéro 213 Diva Cup qui est envoyé à la boîte des pénalités pour Roller Derby Québec. Et ils ont réussi leur passage d'étoile en étant envoyés à la boîte de pénalité pour The Queen's Court pour un coup de l'avant-bras, lui ayant fait gagner une position sur le jeu.
At the conclusion of that jam, the star was passed to number 905, McCready on the Queen's Court. She's gone to the box for a forearm. Looks like Roller Derby Quebec is going to start with a power jam.
Avec Easy Gonzalez, seule jammeuse sur la piste.
Oh,
et elle passe en plein milieu du pack. Oh! Quelle belle agilité. Elle s'est sortie de ses bloqueuses à reculons.
The Queen's Court seems to have, their blockers have no answer whatsoever for Izzy Gonzalez. a very speed skating type form as she is out there on the track.
Et elle pousse la défensive de Queen's Court. Le pack accélère. Elle est toujours prise derrière. Megalomania est envoyée au banc des pénalités pour Queen's Court. Elle n'a pas reformé le pack assez rapidement. Beau hit de Kill Easy sur la jammeuse adverse, mais elle est envoyée au banc des pénalités. Que se passe-t-il? Il y a confusion sur la piste.
That is unfortunate.
Avec Kill Easy, la jammeuse de Queen's Court est aussi envoyée au banc des pénalités. Ça va faire mal. Easy Gonzalez arrête le jam. Le score est maintenant de 105 à 10. Il reste 2 minutes 20 de jeu.
Queen City doesn't look like they're going to give up. They're still going pretty strong here. As long as they can get a couple more points, it'll be a very large victory here against Roller Derby Quebec. If they can stop Chlamydia or Izzy Gonzalez, one way or the other, it'll be a large, large victory.
Et Chlamydia passe par l'extérieur. Elle est la première jammeuse. Et elle passe à l'intérieur. Kellyzy est aussi de retour sur la piste. McCready, jammeuse pour les Queen's Court aussi. Mais ça ne passe pas. Chlamydia est passé à l'intérieur en même temps que McCready est passé à l'extérieur. Et juste comme il commençait à avoir de l'action entre les deux jammeuses, on arrêta le jeu.
I think McCready there at the end, just little jammer on jammer. It's good to take a little bit of a bite out of that one.
Yeah.
It's the fun of the game. You're here to make some contact. We might as well enjoy it. 119, 110 Queen City, 20 seconds left to play. This is probably going to be our last jam of the game. Oh. Back and forth, back and forth.
Ah, les deux jammeuses ont été tenues dans le pack assez longtemps et c'est Izzy Gonzalez qui prend le lead pendant que Penny Dreadful est recyclée à l'arrière. Ils tiennent bien. Izzy qui s'en sort tout de même et arrête le jam.
And that will be the conclusion of this one. RDQ 124, Queen City 10.
124 à 10 pour Roller Derby Québec sur Queen City.
If there's one thing that we've learned from this game is that Quebec is here to defend. They're here to defend their title from last year with a whole new rank of players. And it looks once again that they're going to be very strong in this tournament.
Québec est là pour gagner, mesdames et messieurs. Félicitations aux deux équipes.
Oh, yeah. Our next game should be coming up at 12:20. It should be the Rogue Divas against the Forest City Derby Girls Thicket. That should be a good one. Stay tuned. Throwing it off. Until then, I'm Ross Vegas.
Et je suis Saucisse.
Enjoy some more Derby. I'm like, once I get going, I don't stop. I just keep talking, and then unlike when you announce you have to be kind of quiet about it. This, you just kind of go. You don't stop and just be like, enjoy it. Yes. We'll be somewhere around. I have no clue what my schedule is, so.
I think the address under.
Oh, Jack's putting one up over there too? Okay.
With that win, RBQ moves on to take on the Neoights, the winner of our first match here in the bubble. And that is at 140 right here. Our match, we're going to see RBQ take on the Neoights, hailing out of Northern Ontario, harder than the Canadian Shield. So something like that,
Rogers up to Orangeville last weekend, and the magic thing is like they love the shot of the Trevor race. They're like, no, all the action happened here. So like that's not where that's just skating. Like this is where all the you watch it.
If I could figure out how to turn the headphones on that, you can wear it with it. But enjoy. I'm going to take a break.
Where'd you get that?
I bought the hat and then I added all the stuff.
Well, my cousin's milliner, so.
Cousin's what?
Like a milliner, like a hat milliner.
Oh, okay. So we're doing Road Divas and FCDC.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you make your way over to Ted Reeve Arena, you can pick up a copy of Neoights' book, Into That, the Roller Derby Experience. It flows and energies. It's a beautiful hardcover bound book. And Neil is actually here today. If you purchase a copy of his book for just $40, you can get it autographed by Neil, who is in the house right now, singing the Suicide Seating with his camera. And note that a portion of those sales go to the GTAR RollerGirls. Your host.
I can talk to you.
Yeah,
You're
you can talk
neutral.
to me, yeah. Well, I don't know, announcers don't actually have to be neutral. We just have to pretend like we're neutral. Kind of like refs, though. Yeah.
I hate sport court.
Yeah,
It feels
works,
like you've got
right?
a built-in vibrator.
I feel like-
seriously, it is horrid.
Like, it kind of
What?
These are different teams that are playing. The green is going to be Forest City, yeah.
Green is Forest City.
Well, they're going to give it.
Yeah, green is Forest City, the black is the Divas.
Sorry, tell them apart.
So, yeah. I know, like, I feel like I want to explain, like, the reason they're all falling in their face is for nobody don't like just the whole league or whatever.
Well, yeah. But what, were you here last game?
The Foxes.
Pardon?
The Foxes played.
No, last game here in the bubble, like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I was up there kind of
Oh,
watching.
because the first game, I think 2 people fouled out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that when he's like, no, return to the track, and then she like cuts 4 people, and he's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
don't do that. That's not what I meant.
I put too high of wheels on. I'm like sliding all over the place.
Well, the Foxes came here and played, and they wanted to borrow down, right? Normally I say yes, and then like scoreboard, like you can take it up.
Yeah, I went up and I went too far up.
Hey, we're talking here.
Oh shit, we're playing here.
Oh, right.
Are we live? Hello, hello?
Test.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear? Okay, I can hear you now.
I can hear you. Hello, Pink Slaminade. How are you today?
I don't know if we're live.
It's still pretty quiet.
And welcome to the bubble at Ted Reeve Arena. I'm Pink Slaminade here at the Fresh and the Furious.
And my name is Bubbles the Brave. How are you good today?
Oh, doing great. And here we go into our next game, 20-minute game between the Rogue Divas, a combination of the Toronto Roller Derby Divas and Kingston Roller Derby, and the Forest City Derby Girls Thicket.
Forest City is from London, Ontario. And, of course, the Rogue Divas is a combination of Kingston and Toronto.
Playing on the Rogue Divas roster this afternoon, we have quadruple 0 Betty Rage, number 100 Red Delicious, number 17 Venom, number 185 Super Jova, number 22 Lil Boss, number 246 Ruby Fruit Rumble, number 29 PH Destroyer, number 30 Say No More, number 3262 Tuffy De Banin, number 385 Dudley Do Right, number 47 Banshee, number 519 Dreadly Rage, number 5337 A-Bomb, number 7 Foxed You Up, number 7435 She-Rar, number 801 Laced in Space, number 88 She-Ra Bella, number 93 Ellen Rage, number 99 Noodle Caboodle, and bench staff Black Attack and Gorshock.
And for the Forest City Derby Girls out of London wearing green today, we have number 14 Diane Decay, number 23 Linsanity, number 27 Candy Payne, number 3 Erin Blockovich, number 336 Ween Vague, number 452 Hex Declimate, number 662 F-Bomb, number 7255 Firecracker, number 79 Typhosaurus Rex, and lastly but not least, number 8008 Sugar Hits. The bench staff for the London team is Torque and Bad Pit.
And remember, in this 20-minute game, all you need is 4 penalties to foul out. We had a few foul outs this morning. This, of course, the 3rd game here in the Ted Reeve bubble. We had the Neoights versus South Simcoe Rebel Rollers at 11 a.m. and Queen's Court from Queen City RollerGirls against RDQ Roller Derby Quebec at 11:40.
Have a lot of very interesting vendors here today. It's a lovely day today in the city of Toronto. The sun's shining out. We've got many different places to buy from.
And getting underway, we've got Forest City and the Rogue Divas lining up, wearing the star. It looks like that's Noodle Caboodle in the black.
A little difficult to see who's got the stars on at this point. When they get around here, we'll be able to tell you.
Rogue Divas taking the front wall. Diamond formation from Forest City in the back wall.
These are only 20-minute games, these bouts. Start to finish, no breaks.
And looks like that's 27 for Forest City. Candy Payne jamming. She is your lead jammer. Captain of the Rogue Divas, number 99, Noodle Caboodle, pulls in front, forces a call off, a 0-0 first jam.
Didn't want Noodle Caboodle to catch any points on that one as she got past. Lining up again for the second match here.
Rogue Divas once again taking the front wall.
Interesting formation they have there with that front wall. Ooh.
Big hit in the front here from number 23 from Forest City. That's Lynn Sanity against the Rogue Divas jammer, number 519, Deadly Rage, recycled to the back. Number 19 jamming for Forest City. 79 maybe, that's Typhosaurus Rex. Yes, 79. Typhosaurus Rex is your lead jammer.
Number 519 still trying to get through, keeps getting knocked out.
Deadly Rage headed to the box on a back block call. Means a power jam for Forest City and Typhosaurus.
If she can keep herself off the rink there and get some points, trying to get through. Number 901 is doing a good job blocking her, but she makes it through.
Forearm penalty to fox you up means a pack advantage as well as a power jam for Forest City.
79 Typhosaurus coming back through for a second time round. She gets pulled back.
Another forearm call for the Divas. That's going to send number 100 Red Delicious to the box as well. 2 Divas blockers and no jammer on the track.
Looks like London picked up some points on that round. I believe it was 4.
Deadly Rage rejoining the action, smacks right into the back of the pack.
And she calls it off, London. London thick it up right now, 15-0 against the Divas.
15-point jam for Typhosaurus Rex. And here we have lined up with a huge pack advantage. Only 2 Divas blockers.
The Rogue Divas have 2 in the box, 1 just about ready to come back on.
Erin Blockovich is your lead jammer from Forest City.
And the jammer there for Kingston's Rogue Divas there made it through.
Betty Rage catching up to the pack. Erin Blockovich picks up her 4 points, calls off the jam. Bringing your score to 19-0. Rogue Divas yet to score.
Looks like we just have 1 left in the penalty box for London. A blocker waiting to come out. She's standing up, so she'll be coming out shortly as soon as the jam starts.
Rogue Divas once again lining up in the front. Forest City Jammer getting low, but being recycled. Looks like that's F-bomb. Recycled to the back for Forest City.
And she's
Lead
got
jammer to number 246, Ruby Fruit Rumble from Toronto.
calling that off before she gets back around, makes any points, because London was right behind her.
Another scoreless jam for the Rogue Divas.
Doing a diamond into the front now for London, getting ready to set up their bout.
Noodle Caboodle wearing the star for the Rogue Divas. And it's a Forest City lead jammer status for Diane Decay, number 1-4. Noodle Caboodle knocked to the inside by Erin Blockovich, reforming in the front. And hopping through, finally getting free.
Number 14 there for London's caught up into that formation. She calls it off.
Crowd screaming for Diane Decay to call it, but not before Noodle Caboodle picks up 2 points, breaking even in that jam. First points on the board for Black. 5 minutes into this bout.
Current score right now is 21 for London and 2 for the Rogue Divas.
Only 2 Forest City blockers forming in the front.
Going to be hard
Dreadly
for them.
Rage looks like almost knocked out by the other jammer.
Oh, and she's down.
Almost stays in. Some contact between Sugared Hits and her own blocker, F-Bomb, but she makes it out. She's your lead jammer. Dreadly Rage taking another stab at it, but Forest City managing to stay in front.
Sugar Hits trying to make through, and she makes it through, and she's got some points. Looks like a full 5.
Dreadly Rage skating by on 1 foot, finally getting out of the pack. Sugared Hits looking to pick up some points. And it's an easy work, 4 points on the board. Bringing your score up to 30-2 in favor of the Forest City Thicket.
Taking quite a big jump early lead here today. Looks like it's a full complement now for London. There's 1 in the penalty box for the Rogue Divas.
Erin Blockovich jamming for Forest City, and Betty Rage jamming for the Rogue Divas. Erin Blockovich, of course, your lead jammer. Betty Rage knocked out to the inside. That's going to be a penalty for the Forest City blocker, Linsanity. And for Candy Payne.
We got 2 of the blockers there for Forest City sitting in, and we have the jammer going off as well there.
Low
Forest
block
City.
assessed against Erin Blockovich. That means it's a power jam for the Rogue Divas. Betty Rage, your only jammer on the track. 2 on 3 pack.
Ooh.
Manages to still knock her out. Betty Rage calls off the jam, but she was not lead jammer from what I recall.
I think she made it lead jammer, but I'm not sure why she would call it off while she was on a power jam.
I see the refs, you see in the right side of your screen having a little talk there. I think they also disagree whether she was lead jammer.
If anybody would like to do some hashtagging, we do have hashtag FNF 2015 as well as hashtag Fresh and the Furious. Go ahead and hashtag. We do have a timeout going on right now while they try to figure this out.
Official timeout called by the ref crew to address this situation. We'd like to give a shout out to Brazier Boutique, who's on site. Brazier Boutique, better options at a reasonable cost, and they help with sizing. www.brazierboutique.ca. Your score, of course, we are 8 minutes into this game. It's 30 in favor of Forest City, 11 for the Rogue Divas, a combination, of course, of Toronto Roller Derby and Kingston Roller Derby. And here we see Betty Rage. Looks like she's heading to the penalty box, grabbing the star to wear. It's going to be a power jam start for Forest City. That she was not lead jammer. She called off that jam.
You called that right there, didn't you? Good job, Pink.
Of course, you know, it's kind of a catch-22. It is the ref's fault for not noticing your lead jammer, but they penalize the skater because they don't want you pulling that that stunt.
It would be interesting to see a ref sitting in the penalty box for a change,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
I would buy that photograph.
I would buy one too. Still sitting in a timeout. Okay, we have a full box, it looks like, just about.
Yeah, that's 2 Forest City blockers. The jammer will have to be released right after the whistle. Now, because she started the jam in the penalty box, she's still eligible for lead jammer, as is Betty Rage from the Rogue Divas. Difference is Betty Rage has got quite a bit more time to sit out. Jam is on. Erin Blokovich released from the box, unopposed on the track, knocked to the inside.
Ooh, took a ref out while she was at it.
Yep.
Trying on the outside, and she makes it through, and she gets lead jammer status.
Great offense there from the 2 Forest City blockers. Betty Rage rejoining the action, and they're walling up for their defense.
Erin Blokovich is coming back around.
Betty Rage gets out of the pack. Erin Blokovich looking to pick up some points. She is your lead jammer.
She's getting held off there pretty well by the pivot from the Divas.
Betty Rage comes in low. Erin Blokovich calls the jam, but not before 3 points picked up by the Rogue Divas. Only 2 from Forest City in that pass.
That was a good job. So now the score is currently sitting for the Thicket at 30 and for the Rogue Divas at 15.
Looks like they need to put those Forest City. There we go. 32 for Forest City, 15 for the Divas. A timeout called by the Rogue Divas.
And they have a full complement when they come back onto the track, it looks like.
If you've got some time out, you should visit the Bite Me Boutique. Roller Derby t-shirts, vinyl decals, and custom orders. Find them online at www.thebitemeboutique.com.
And you cannot forget Monster Muffin. They've probably the largest Canadian-made clothing for on or off the track for Derby skaters. Every kind of booty short known to man. Their ready-to-wear uniforms are custom-made as well, so go check them out at www.monstermuffin.com.
Big thanks, of course, also to Larry and Mr. Forrest on the live stream. Both tracks streaming live on Gauthier.
We are back in action with only 1 player sitting it out in the penalty box for Forest City. This jam is on. 11 minutes left in the game. Looks like that's Diane DeKay. Oh, sorry, it's Sugared Hits for the Forest City. She's your lead jammer. Ruby Fruit Rumble getting out for the Rogue Divas. Forest City Thicket in the back. Sugared Hits taking a tumble head first into the bum of one of those black blockers. She calls the jam. 2 points on the board for Forest City, none for the Rogue Divas.
Big grin on her face when she did that.
Almost to the halfway point of this preliminary vote.
Noodle Caboodle wearing the star in black for the Rogue Divas. Looks like that's Lynn Sanity for the Forest City Thicket. Triangle formation in the front from Forest City, doing a great job of legally holding back Noodle Caboodle, but she is your lead jammer. Let's see if this is the first jam for Toronto and Kingston to score with lead jammer status. They've been stealing their points, kind of sneaking them in so far. Big apex jump and a call Oh, tries to call off the jam. The ref's calling that one a track cut, which means a power jam for Forest City and no points for Toronto.
I believe that's Candy Pane that's got the pivot star on.
Sorry, Candy Pane, your jammer for Forest City. Picking up a second set of 5 points. This will be a 10-point jam for her.
Forming back up here to try and stop her from going through a third time. Some big hits.
Some slow derby, and Candy Pane opts to pass the star to Erin Blockovich and is addressed an illegal procedure by the ref, which may mean that Erin Blockovich has to relinquish that jammer star, and you can see the ref signaling, take it off. Erin Blockovich, not the jammer. She drops the star on the ground. She will not pick up any points for that pass. Noodle Caboodle, meanwhile, comes through and sweeps up a grand slam. So this means, of course, that Toronto Rogue Divas are on a power jam, and when Candy Pane returns to the track, she will do so as a jammer, as long as she can pick up that jammer panty.
Good opportunity here now for the Rogue Divas to pick up a bunch of points. Oh, Noodle Caboodle's down.
Back block against Noodle Caboodle for that hit on the Forest City blocker. She's going back to the penalty box, which means another power jam for Forest City.
Oh, and it's called off.
Jam ends, points go on the board. Forest City still ending out on top in that jam, 14 points to 12, although the Divas have narrowed that gap considerably, 20 points separating these teams.
Still could be a very, very close game here.
Yeah, so we've gotten to 47 to 27 in 13 minutes.
Another timeout being called. It looks like the Rogue Divas has called a second timeout.
That's an official timeout occurring now, probably disputing the panty pass issue. The issue with an official timeout, of course, if it's called by Forest City, they have no one in the box. They can dispute if they feel like they are owed points that weren't given to them, but other than that, nothing much to gain by this official. You'd have a lot to gain by going to Neon Skates. Neon Skates is a roller derby and recreational skate store. I'm going to apologize in advance for my French. Patine Néon est un magasin de patins quad spécialisé dans les derbies et la patine récréative. Upstairs by the Stack Bar or online at www.skateneon.com.
I know it's one of my favorite skate companies, the 1234 Skate Company with Lucette Lou. It's skater owned and operated. She can hook you up with all of your derby needs. She can also outfit you for the after party. On-site skate maintenance is available for the girls here in the bubble and at the Ted Reeve Arena. Check her out online at www.1234 Skate Company, and that's written out 1234skateco.com.
Power jam start for Forest City. Noodle Caboodle sitting it out in the box for the Rogue Divas.
And 5 seconds has been called.
Coming through on the outside, of course, that is Forest City jammer Diane DeKay. Skating quite tall, but getting lead jammer, spreading out that pack. Rogue Divas looking to rejoin the pack in the front.
Ooh, there was a good hit, knocked her right down. Going to recycle back here and get behind the Rogue Diva.
Diane DeKay working her way back through the pack. Noodle Caboodle rejoining for Kingston, unnoticed.
Yeah. Inside, she took it right through.
Completes her initial pass. Diane DeKay now only has a few seconds to score. She wants to stop Noodle Caboodle from doing so.
It'd be a smart move to call it off now.
Calls that jam just in time. Noodle Caboodle slides into the back of the pack. Not sure if we're going to see a low block call on that one. And we will. It's going to be another power jam start for Forest City.
Stretching that lead, 51-27. Under 6.5 to go. In this 20 minutes preliminary bout.
Looks like there's just over 6 minutes left in the game, or at the bout. These are just 20-minute bouts, start to finish, no breaks.
A little bit of disorganization here as the girls line up. Erin Blockovich, your only jammer on the track, jamming for Forest City. Buckling down, looking to bust through that wall, and she does, your lead jammer.
We do have a penalty now for 100 for the Rogue Divas.
Erin Blockovich makes easy work of that pack, a 5-point grand slam up in the air. Noodle Caboodle standing in the box. Only 2 jammers or 2 blockers rather for Forest City and 3 for the Rogue Divas.
Noodle Caboodle's coming back on the track now. See if she can make another little sneaky pass like she did the last time around. No, they see her coming. And she's through anyhow. Finished off her initial pass. Now she's going to come around, see if she can make up some points.
Erin Blockovich, again, easy work of that black wall. Puts another 4 points up on the board. A 14-point jam for her and the Forest City Thicket. It's going to bring their score to 65-27. Official timeout called right now. Only just under 5 minutes left in the game, so we still have time to tell you about Rumbling Rage Derby Shop. Partnered with Bont this year. Come by our booth for a chance to win a pair of the new QuadStar Bont boots, or go online at www.rumblingRageDerbyShop.com.
I want to do a shout out and a thank you to Layer9.ca and Mr. Force for the live stream that we are doing here today.
Jam is on. Both jammers on the track for a change. We love to see that.
Having a little bit of a hard time trying to get through that.
Looks like a blocking with the head call going to the Forest City jammer, Diane DeKay, heading to the box. Sorry, that's a high block call. Means lead jammer is going to go to number 519 in the black. That is Dreadly Rage. Dreadly Rage battling it out against the Forest City blockers. A lot of hits being exchanged here. The Rogue Divas working on some offense, trying to get her out of that pack.
Pulled her back.
And a penalty addressed. It looks like a cut track.
Yeah, I think she cut the track there. She didn't go back far enough, according to the referee there.
Diane DeKay back on the track looking to complete her initial pass. You see a lot of the hands going up in the air. She looks like she's trying to signal like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. But it's up to the refs to decide. She's really focusing on keeping her arms out of there. Knocked to the outside by a pair of Rogue Divas blockers. She recycles all the way back.
She didn't quite have to go back that far. She may have been able to sneak through quicker if she hadn't, but she wanted to be safe on that one.
And it's going to be a cut track penalty to Diane DeKay just as Dreadly Rage rejoins. Forest City ends up in a power kill.
Goes on the inside. Trying to get through that wall of green and not having much luck. Keeps getting knocked down.
Dreadly Rage recycled back by number 79, Typhosaurus Rex. That jam comes to its natural conclusion, leaving less than 3 minutes for the Rogue Divas to tighten the score.
Picked up a few points on that one, but still quite the wide gap in the game here, 66-32.
We have photographer Neil Gunner on site, and he's here with his derby book, Into Battle, the roller derby experience in photos and interviews. Just $40 will get you an autographed copy, and a portion of the sales go to GTA RollerGirls. Ruby Fruit Rumble jamming for the Rogue Divas. Of course, Diane DeKay still in the penalty box.
That was Veneg, number 336, got a penalty.
Diane DeKay sneaks through on the inside and gets lead jammer. Oh no, not quite.
No, it's not lead jammer.
Ruby Fruit Rumble gets lead jammer, calls off that jam. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Your score 66 in favor of the Forest City Derby Girls Thicket, 32 for the Kingston and Toronto Rogue Divas.
They have an interesting name. They call themselves the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad.
Yeah, farm team for the Toronto Roller Derby. This team feeds into their 4 house teams, which of course feed into their 2 travel teams.
Quite the, if you ever want to join up or become part of joining the GTA RollerGirls as a skater or an official, you can always find them on Facebook, or you can go to GTARollerGirls.com. They're going to be holding their fresh meat intake coming up in September. You don't necessarily even have to learn how to skate. You can learn to become a non-skating official, which is what this lady is on the track that you see right now is doing, showing the timeouts.
And of course, the winner of this game is going to go on to play against the winner of the next game directly after this one here in the bubble, which of course will be the Renegade Derby Dames Fresh Meat versus... I can't remember right now.
I wasn't here in the bubble the last time around.
We have a few schedule changes. I got it. It's the Renegade Derby Dames Fresh Meat versus Our Ladies of Pain from Royal City, of course. Renegade Derby Dames from Allison, Ontario. Royal City from Guelph, Ontario. So that's coming up next at 1 p.m., 10 minutes from now in the bubble. It's very humid in here.
It is very humid.
That's all I have to say about that.
Still in the timeout. Want to give a shout out to our medics here today. We can't host a derby bout without them here on site, taking care of any injuries or illnesses that came about.
Should be said too, the Forest City Derby Girls only brought 9 players to this event, so a very short roster against the Rogue Divas, and yet really showing a lot of skill, a lot of understanding of the game.
Yeah, they're doing actually very well with such a small roster. It's almost twice as many for the Divas brought.
Speaking of small, this pack pretty small with only 2 Forest City blockers on, who mistakenly blocked Noodle Caboodle wearing the pivot stripe instead of the jammer, Betty Rage. Of course, Sugared Hits gets lead jammer anyway for the Forest City Thicket, hotly pursued by Betty Rage.
Be interesting if she calls it off. It'd be the smart thing to do to call it off. And there it is.
Just in time, 1 point for Forest City in that jam, none for the Rogue Divas. Betty Rage all smiles, happy that they pulled that off.
A little bit of a sneaky thing there, having her wear the...
Almost just hid behind Noodle Caboodle there. Like, haha, never mind, it's me. Diane DeKay jamming for Forest City, of course famous for her no forearms jazz hands, which I'm loving. I love legal play, especially from Freshies. That's good. Lead jammer Divas going to Banshee of the Rogue Divas, number 47, jamming for the first time this bout.
Urban Decay there, trying to get through the pack. She's not having much luck.
Are they jazz hands or I'm innocent hands?
Oh, she makes it through for a full 5 points.
Natural grand slam for the Divas. They need this right now. They're on their feet cheering. 10 seconds left in this period, and Rogue Divas have lead.
We'll have to do some quick footwork to make this up in this jam.
Diane DeKay being recycled to the back by number 100, Red Delicious, and it looks like she's getting a cut track for cutting Red Delicious. No. She's headed to the box. Power jam for the Rogue Divas.
They got 30 points they need to try and make up in this game for the timeout runs.
We've got 60 seconds, 30 points. I believe in you, Banshee. Uh-oh. In that time, Banshee had also taken a seat. Diane DeKay, not really sure. She's just standing in the penalty box and not sitting. And dancing around. Oh, my gosh. Eating up that penalty time. Instead of serving Banshee's time, she's going to have to serve the whole 30 seconds. That would almost be insubordination worthy if it wasn't so obvious that she really had no idea what was going on.
Banshee
Erin-
trying desperately to make up some points here for the Rogue Divas.
Erin Blokovich recycles Banshee back about 15 feet.
And she's through. Another 5 full points for Banshee for the Rogue Divas.
Back block call to Lynn Sanity sends her to the box. Banshee looking to complete another scoring pass.
She just may be able to pull this off. Oh,
Manages to stay in bounds around Erin Blokovich. That is the end of your jam and the end of regulation time. A 15-point jam for Banshee. 0 points for the Thicket in that jam.
Wasn't enough, though, to pull it through there. Looks like the unofficial final score is for London, 67, and then for the Divas, 47.
London of Forest City, of course, will be going on to play the winner of this next bout, and the Divas will go on to play the loser of this next bout. Divas still have a chance to stay in the tournament. It's a double elimination bracket. And here we see our next skaters up, coming down to the track to offer them some high fives. I've been Pink Slaminade.
And this is Bubbles the Brave.
And we'll see you back here in 5 minutes at the Ted Reeve Bubble. one do you want to list on? Okay. And we are back at the Ted Reeve bubble, getting ready to start Game 4 in this venue. I'm Pink Slaminate.
And my name is Bubbles the Brave.
And coming up, we've got our Ladies of Pain from Royal City in Guelph, Ontario versus the Renegade Derby Dames Fresh Mead from Allison, Ontario.
The Renegade Derby Dames in Allison, Ontario. Their roster consists today of numbers 1111, Fairy Dust Raven, number 117, Sin and Tonic, number 123, Vic Vicious, number 22, Atomic Dawn, number 247, Jackie O'Slashes, number 360, Punky Bruiser, number 474, Curly Slew, number 8118, Illuminati, number 89, Curtilateral Damage, number 900, Tony Block, and last, number 911, Siren.
We'll get to this Royal City roster in just a minute. Right now, we've got Curly Slew jamming for the Renegade Derby Dames. She is your lead jammer in the green, followed by number 138, Speedy Guns Alley from Royal City, who gets in front, forces a call off. Of course, our Ladies of Pain roster, 125, Farrell Dixon, 130, Speedy Guns Alley, who you just saw jamming. Number 169, Sudden Beth. Number 187, Ruth Skater Ginsburg. Number 199, Miss Jellymean. Number 2020, Eye Socket. Number 22, Brittany Tartaglia. Number 312, Rockin' Roxy. Number 35, Classy Lass. Number 37, Assault and Peppa. Number 5, Slamwazelle. Number 7280, Vesper Linz. Number 88, Eat My Granny Panties. And number 94, Femke Fatale with Fidget and Flying Frenchie on the bench. Jackie O'Slash is in the green wearing the star for the Renegade Derby Dames. Up against number 94, that's Femke Fatale from Royal City. Renegade Derby Dames with lead jammer status again. And once again, Royal City going to get in front and overtake the Renegade jammer.
And she's going to call it off there for Allison for the RDD. She did not want Guelph to pick up any points on that jam.
Carried away on the Renegade Derby Dames bench, of course, screaming for her to call it off. Don't let Royal City score. Our score still sits at 0-0.
And the RDD bench staff we forgot to mention was Mamie Magoo and Scandal Naven.
It's actually carried away on the bench over there. You can tell because she's got braids for days. For days, I tell you.
They're lovely braids.
Pulling ahead, lead jammer for the first time for Royal City. That's number 130, Speedy Guns Alley. Caught within the pack right now in the green. Number 1111, Fairy Dust Raven, finally escapes, completes her initial pass.
Fortunately, Slamazelle, number 5 there for the Royal City, is into the penalty box.
First points on the board for Royal City. Speedy Gonzalez gets 4, calls the jam off. No points for the Renegade Derby Dames in that jam.
Looks like they're setting up a tripod formation for a block in here for the Renegade Derby Dames.
2.5 minutes gone in this game. Only 4 points scored so far. All by our ladies of pain from Royal City.
And a quick lead jammer status going to Royal City, number 169, Sutton Beth, your lead jammer. Number 360 wearing the star of Renegade Derby Dames. It's Punky Bruiser.
Punky Bruiser.
Coming back into the pack.
Sutton Beth squeezing through that Renegade wall, calling off the jam. Another 4 points on the board for Royal City.
They're going to take their points when they can get them.
Currently sitting at 8 for Alliston and 0 for Guelph.
It's actually 8 for Guelph, 0 for Alliston.
My bad.
That's
I had them backwards.
Curly Slew wearing the star in green for the Renegade Derby Dames. In the blue. Royal quick lead jam going to Curly Slew of the Renegade Derby Dames, jamming in the blue for Royal City. Looks like that's 94 Femke Fatale.
Femke Fatale's having a hard time getting through there.
Curly Slew looking to slice open this pack and get through. Femke Fatale finally completes her initial pass. Knocked to the outside, Curly Slew calls the jam, manages 4 points, all 4 points for the Renegade Derby Dames. First points on the board.
4 minutes in, 8-4, super low scoring affair so far.
Only 2 Royal City blockers on the track, 2 sitting it out in the penalty box.
A little short staff there on the track there for Guelph.
Renegades pulling one off at the last moment, realizing they've got a blocker sitting out as well. Jackie O'Slash is running up the outside, but it's Royal City with the lead jam. Speedy Gonzalez, your lead jammer, number 130. Both jammers out only a few seconds to score, and Speedy Gonzalez busts through the wall, calls the jam. 4 points on the board for Guelph.
She was very, very quick through that one.
5 minutes into the game, your score 12-4 in favor of Our Ladies of Pain from Royal City RollerGirls.
You guys want to do some hashtagging? Hashtag FNF 2015, as well as hashtag Fresh and the Furious.
Again, only 2 Royal City blockers on the track and 3 from the Renegade Derby Dames. Little jammer on jammer action as the green jammer moves laterally to the outside. I think that's Fairy Dust Maven.
Doing a very good job keeping her back. Oh, she gets through. She makes a hole. Yes, that was Fairy Dust Raven making the jam there.
Number 94, Femke Fatale, down but not out. Behind Curly Slew, knocked to the side. She recycles all the way back, because why not? Fairy Dust Raven on her scoring pass, being held back by a triangle formation from Royal City.
Oh. We got Femme Fatale coming in. She's going to be, gets called off before she makes any kinds of scores whatsoever.
A 5-point grand slam going on the board for the Renegade Derby Dames, bringing their score to 9 against Our Ladies of Pain 12. Tight score right now.
Looks like the penalty box is empty, and it's going to be a full complement out on the track for both teams.
Renegade Derby Dames taking the front wall. Royal City in the back and speeding forward. It's Speedy Gonzalez. No, it's Sudden Beth. I'm sorry. Sudden Beth, your lead jammer for Royal City. And number 360, Punky Bruise her.
Sudden Beth made that through very fast.
Absolutely. Let's see how fast she can
right
score.
Through again, and she calls it off.
Sends Tony Block to the ground. She gets her 4 points. 7 minutes into the game, your score 16-9.
Still a very tight game.
Another empty penalty box, which is what we like. Play fair. Play safe, play fair. Curly Slew jamming in the green for the Renegade Derby Dames. And the Royal City Jammer hiding from us. There she goes. And it is Speedy Gonzalez, your lead jammer. Curly Slew catching up from the Renegade Derby Dames. Royal City looking to do some offense, and it works.
Well, she makes it through. She calls it off. Ooh, I think there might be a penalty called here.
Low block to number 187 from Our Ladies of Pain. That's Ruth Skater Ginsburg. Low block against the green jammer.
You have 5 seconds to get their stuff
You can
together.
hear some screaming. The Renegades skating short in this jam. They failed to field a fourth blocker. So they will skate short against Royal City. And Royal City with the lead jammer status. That's Femke Fatale. Jackie O slashes, barreling into her own blocker.
Femke Fatale coming around here. They don't see her. She's going to skate right around all of them.
Oh, look at that one on the outside and everything. That is what you call adding insult to injury. And she's laughing. Jackie O slashes. She's looking to pick up even more points before she calls this jam. Takes it to the ground.
And she calls it off. Femke Fatale, she played that very, very smartly.
3 points for her in that pass. And, you know, Renegades at the back. Jackie O slashes got about halfway through the pack, but she didn't pass any blue blockers. And, of course, because they skated short, Our Ladies of Pain passed 2 blockers, got 3 points.
Yep, that's right.
For the player that was sitting on the bench.
I think they're going to call a timeout as a result of what just happened there with the short roust on the track.
So our official timeout is a great time for those of you who are joining us in the venue to get your official Fresh and Furious souvenir t-shirt for just $20. And Bite Me Boutique will put your name and number on it for $10 more.
If you're here and you're listening in, go now, because last check they were almost sold out of t-shirts for the Fresh and the Furious souvenir t-shirts.
This is why we can't have nice things, because you guys love roller derby way too much. Way too much. Buying all our t-shirts.
But you can also go to skateneon.com. They're a roller derby and recreational skate store. And there is a French part of that announcement, but good Lord, I cannot read that.
I'm going to butcher it. Patin Néant est le magasin de patins quad spécialisé dans le derby et le patin récréatif. And the jam is gone. It's gone or on?
It's on.
It's on. Like Donkey Kong. Speedy Gonzalez knocked out by Curly Slew. Number 117 from RDD. That's Sin and Tonic jamming for the first time lead jammer. That's a cut on Curly Slews. That's going to send Speedy Gonzalez to the penalty box.
Nice little power jam going on here for Sin and Tonic. Oh, there's a shove. Ouch.
Okay, very fast pack you're seeing here. Sin and Tonic tripping over the pivot, who's going to go to the box for a low block, Sudden Beth. No pack called.
Let her through. They need to let her through on a no pack.
Royal City failing to stop, so iSocket's going to get a failure to reform penalty.
She's got a nice little rink here. She's got a power jam and only 2 of the opposing team on. 117 Sin and Tonic.
Just a little bit of help from her friends is enough to get her through. Yeah, but Renegades forgetting their defense. Speedy Gonzalez completes her initial pass. Gin and Tonic calls the jam.
Coach is there in the corner, happy about that last play.
Absolutely. 10 points for RDD in that last jam, bringing their score up to 21 against Guelph's 27. So bringing it very close now, halfway through this bout.
There's 2 blockers there that Guelph is fielding right now. It's going to be a little short, and there are only 3 there for Allison.
Our Ladies of Pain, very strong jammers, but some definite penalty trouble from their defensive players.
Looks like we have another timeout coming up.
You can visit Brazier Boutique on site here at Ted Reeve, or you can visit them at www.brazierboutique.ca. Better options at a reasonable cost, and they will help with sizing.
You have quite the selection over there. I was shopping earlier.
Absolutely. If only I needed one. If only.
I can't help you there, unfortunately.
What dreams are made of. You could also visit the Bite Me Boutique at www.thebitemeboutique.com. Roller derby t-shirts, vinyl decals, and custom orders.
And there's also the 1234 Skate Company. It's skater-owned and operated. Lucid Lou can hook you up with all of your derby needs. She can also outfit you for the after party. I love a good after party. Oh, looks like we're back up here.
It is on. It is on. And here comes for the Renegade Derby Dames. That is number 360.
Femme Fatale got knocked down.
Punky Bruiser, your lead jammer in green. Femme Fatale looking to... Oh, just skates out of bounds. I think that's... Yep, a skating out of bounds call. The very most embarrassing penalty to get.
And that leaves it right open there for Allison.
Power jam for the Renegades. Punky Bruiser, your only jammer on the track.
Well, she got stopped pretty hard there.
Yeah, nice defensive work from Our Ladies of Pain. Of course, the Renegade pivot helping them keep pack, but once she skates back, it's going to be a no-pack situation.
Oh, she just pushed right through.
Nice little pop through that wall for Punky Bruiser. Destruction of pack for the pivot.
Guelphs, looks like Guelphs, both their pivot and their blocker are just about ready to come back onto the track.
Again, only 2 Our Ladies of Pain blockers. Punky Bruiser right into the side of eye socket. Stays on her feet for another grand slam.
And Femme Fatale, she's just right through. They never even saw her coming.
That's an exciting derby right now. It's a jammer's game at the moment. Punky Bruiser's been screaming at her to call. She does not even look up.
There she goes.
I liked the flourish. That seemed, I don't know if that was half, I'm calling it off, half go jump in a lake, to say it delicately.
It got
a
quite
lead
loud.
change. 15 points in that last jam means Allison's pulled ahead with 36-27.
Good for them. The Renegade Derby Dames.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. Official timeout right now, so we've got time to tell you that you should take some time and go to Happy Peddler on Facebook. Unique handcrafted items made from new and recycled materials.
I also wanted to finish up there with the poor 1234 Skate Company. I forgot to give out their website.
Oh, that's true.
So it's spelled out with words, not numbers. It's www.1234skateco.com.
You can see a little cheer happening. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can see some dancing. For the ladies in green, they're happy having trailed this entire bout. We have less than 8 minutes left, and they have pulled into the lead. You should pull into Monster Muffin's booth. Canadian-made clothing for on and off the track. Come from ready-to-wear to uniforms to custom-made. We've got you covered. www.monstermuffin.com.
And those of you that are here and listening, don't forget at 2:30 in the Ted Reeve Arena is the Louisiana Clamaris Heart Award presentation. It's quite a very touching story. If you check out your programs, you can read it in its entirety.
We'd also like to give a shout out to Rumbling Rage Derby Shop, partnered with Bont this year. Come by their booth for a chance to win a pair of the new Quad Star Bont boots, or visit www.rumblingragederbyshop.com. They're based out of Barrie, Ontario, of course.
I want those boots.
You want those Bont boots?
Oh, they're beautiful. I have to fight my daughter for them, I think.
I feel like, skate boots are expensive, but buying a box of Band-Aids once a week, also kind of expensive. That's my problem right now.
Well, I'm just hoping that the boots will... I just bought a pair of new boots, and I'm hoping that will make me go faster, because obviously being physically fit or anything like that does not work for me.
Why practice? Why practice when you can just get magic skates? www.allofourvendors.com. 2 Renegade blockers on the track for a big pack advantage for Royal City.
She makes it through very, very...
Speedy Guns Alley knocks right into Tony. Block stays on her skates. She is your lead jammer. Curly Slew recycled way back, a little too far back by Royal City, who's taking a penalty for that one.
Oh, and she skips it over there on the apex.
Nice.
Almost
4 points for Royal City, getting those ghost points there, all those blockers who were missing. Of course, Royal City not wanting to call it off yet. She likes her odds against Curly Slew, so Speedy Guns Alley is going to try and pull back into the lead. Interesting strategy with so little time left on the board, but
I think she's going to go try and get a couple more points and calls it off there before Guelph gets a chance to get through.
Oh, taking a tumble.
No. Oh, no,
that's going to be a low block for Speedy Guns Alley. There she goes.
Bad time for that to happen.
She took a gamble. It did not work out. Renegades putting another 4 points on the board, and Curly Slew poised to add some more. Yes, she will. 5 fingers in the air for that grand slam. It's a power jam for the Renegades.
Trying to make a hole for her to get through.
Going to the friendly side, Curly Slew taking the inside, staying solid against the Royal City blockers. Another 5-point grand slam on the board.
She's opening up the score here today, folks.
25 seconds left in this jam. Speedy Guns Alley rejoins. She won't have the option of calling it off now, and the Renegades putting up a very solid wall.
With a full 2-minute jam.
Royal City taking a tumble, but managing to hold Curly Slew back.
Yeah, Speedy Gonzalez picked up 5 points on that time through. Now looks like that's it.
That jam reaches its natural conclusion. Another 4 points on the board for the Renegades. Their score is now 54-40. Just over 5 minutes left in this game. We want to thank Mr. Force, otherwise known as Layer 9, for layer9.ca for the live stream.
Guelph's trying to get through how fast,
Jackie
but did not make it.
Forearm call will send her to the box. Royal City now has a chance for lead. Femke Fatale makes it around Vic Vicious. She is your lead jammer for Royal City. This is exactly what they need right now with 5 minutes left. Royal City blockers leaving her to it.
Just holding her.
A stopped wall means a stop block penalty for Renegades.
Number 89, I believe. Lateral damage is going to be sent to the penalty box for that stop play.
Femke Fatale coming in slow, very cautious. Playing into the Renegades' hand, they're very slow, solid wall. And it's going to get a failure to reform call on either side for that no-pack situation.
Picked up another 5 for that one time through there, Femme Fatale.
Jackie O slashes back on the track. Femke Fatale calls it off a little prematurely, but still manages 10 points in that jam to pull Our Ladies of Pain within 4 points of the Renegade Derby Dames. 4 minutes remaining, 4 points separating these teams. You can't see our seats, but we're on the edge of them, the very edge.
Very, very edge. Very tight game.
Don't let my deadpan delivery fool you. This is pretty intense. And you should be here. We thank you for watching on Layer 9, but you should really come down. The traffic's not that bad. Don't believe what they tell you.
What's Pan Am anyhow?
Pan Am Schman-Am.
This is much more fun.
And we have a foul out?
Looks like
It
number
looks like
89 there, collateral damage. I believe she
gonna
did get fouled out.
I'm
She's
going to assume
leaving
that's
the
a
track.
foul out and not an expulsion.
I believe there's only 4 foul outs or 4 penalties allowed, and before they are fouled out of a game.
Which is pretty reasonable. You've got about a third of the game time and about half as many penalties. So
Normally it's 7 within a full game.
And of course, an egregious, gross misconduct can be grounds for an expulsion, even here, which could put you at risk of being banned from further bouts in the day. So that's why we say behave yourselves, okay?
Play nice.
Check yourself, lest you wreck yourself or somebody else's self. Of course, we want to thank the refs who are here to keep us safe and honest. And a lot of fresh refs out here today. Of course, it's a fresh tournament for everybody. Announcers, refs, NSOs, skaters. The
Nice.
food is fresh, the beer is fresh.
Nice. I love the fresh beer. That's my favorite. So during the timeout, it looks like Angela A. there, this NSO, she's calling the timeout, and they just called it off and setting up for their next jam here. This is going to be some serious next few minutes going on.
Absolutely. Looks like it's Fairy Dust Raven jamming for the Renegade Derby Dames. Refs are still signaling for a timeout here. I'm not sure whether we're going to get started or not. Oh, we have a what's going on? What's going on? Guys.
I'm not quite sure myself.
Guys. Only 2 blockers on the track for the Renegades and 3 for Our Ladies of Pain. Number 169, Sutton Beth, already your lead jammer in blue. Fairy Dust Raven getting held back on the inside by Assault and Peppa.
Sudden Beth coming through for her scoring round. Makes it easily peasily through.
Nice.
Getting 5-4 points and only having to pass 2 blockers.
She
Good
calls
time.
that jam.
Good time and calls off just in time before the other jammer gets a chance to make any points.
Our Ladies of Pain really don't have any time to waste. And just as I say that, our score is now tied 54 each. 3 minutes left. Again, get to the edge of your seat. Actually, bring your seat to the edge of this track.
Support your local roller derby and check out the merch table in Menor Alley. While there, please check out the derby themed pillow donated by Fresh Design, which is being auctioned off. Also, get your FNF 2015.
Curly Slew jamming for the Renegade Derby Dames. Up against Royal City jammer number 94, Femke Fatale. She is your lead jammer. Looking to pull Guelph back into the lead. She's coming in low and slow, busting
She makes
that
it
wall.
through, just right through there.
Does not
Calls it
call
off.
the jam in time, though.
Did they both make the same amount of points? It remains to be seen here.
4 points for Royal City, 3 for the Renegades. Royal City pulls ahead but only by 1 point. Not a comfortable place to be with 2 minutes left.
This is going to be an interesting end to this game. Very, very tight game today.
Sudden Beth back on the track for Royal City and Fairy Dust Raven for the Renegades. But the Renegades calling a timeout. Perfect time to use it. You are going to need to get your ducks in a row with 1 point separating you and likely only 1 or 2 jams left in the game.
Go find Happy Peddler on Facebook. They have unique and handcrafted items made from new and recycled materials. Very interesting and unique things to take a look at. They're called Happy Peddler, and you can find them on Facebook.
Of course, if you want to relive these moments, you should go online and see some of the beautiful photos taken. Some of them taken by Neil Gunner, who made his photo book, Into Battle, the Roller Derby Experience in Photos and Interviews. It's available for just $40, and you'll get an autographed copy, and a portion of sales will go to GTA RollerGirls, co-hosts of this event.
A little interesting there, watching them do some practicing while they're in the timeout. Alliston.
Looks like carried away, trying to demonstrate maybe holding the inside line. They really don't want Sudden Beth getting by.
It comes down to these last 2 minutes.
Personally, I've got my fingers crossed for an overtime jam. That's what I want for Christmas.
Well, there's just 2 minutes, about 3 seconds over 2 minutes left of this game. 1 point separating the two teams.
Pack advantage for Royal City. Jackie O'Slash is knocking Sudden Beth out to the outside, but that's a forearm call. She'll go to the box for that. But will it be worth it? Fairy Dust Raven may just get her chance, but she does not. Sudden Beth, her lead jammer. Fairy Dust Raven gets out of the box as well, but now only 2 Renegade blockers on the track. Not good news for the ladies in green. Right through Sudden Beth.
Job.
The jam.
Perfect play there for her.
That's going to give Royal City 4 points and another chance to score. Your score 62-57 in favor of Guelph. And that is a penalty against the Renegade Derby Dames jammer. Fairy Dust Raven is going to the box. This is going to be a power jam start for Royal City. Can you hear me now? I'm so stressed out.
This is going to be very, very interesting to see if they can keep their lead here with their...
Just when you thought they were out, they pulled right back in.
Having some fans here cheering them on.
The Guelph crowd has gotten quite a bit louder now.
Great job by the cheering squads over here at the bubble.
1 minute, 16 seconds in this period remaining.
1 minute, 16 seconds remains on the game clock.
All Royal City has to do.
5 points, just 5 points.
Well, they're ahead. They're ahead, so really they're looking to kill time right now. It looks like number 360 Punky Bruiser is serving the penalty for Fairy Dust Raven, who appears to have fouled out.
Yeah, she has fouled out. They just need to keep their lead, even just hold off for the next few.
Jam is off to a slow start. Again, Royal City needs to make the best use of this time. Nice and low through the pack. It's Femke Fatale tripping over a Renegade skater who will go to the box for a low block. Curly Slew looking to be the last line of defense, but Femke Fatale is your lead jammer. Curly Slew getting a failure to return. That means only 1 Renegade blocker on the track.
Should be interesting.
Why go right for her? Why go right for her?
And she holds her down.
Oh, direction of gameplay to the last remaining Renegade blocker.
Oh, no, 2 more came back, including the jammer there for Alliston.
5 points on the board for Our Ladies of Pain, and Punky Bruiser returns to the track. This is looking even better. 10 points now separating Our Ladies of Pain with 20 seconds left. All Femke Fatale has to do is eat up that 20 seconds and not get a penalty. 10 seconds on the period clock. Right through on the inside. 5-point grand slam. 3.
She knows she has it.
1. Period time has expired and she's still scoring.
She falls on the ground and in happiness.
Oh, a 14-point jam for Femke Fatale. 2 points in the air for the Renegade Derby Dames.
Such a close game, and that was an amazing finish.
It's so exciting, especially at this level, to see that kind of drama at an event like this.
Some very, very
done, Royal
smart
City.
plays.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of talent shown here by both teams. Your official final, 76 for Royal City, 59 for the Renegade Derby Dames. So that means Royal City will be going on to play the Forest City Derby Girls. At 3 p.m., the Renegade Derby Dames will try it against the Rogue Divas at 3:40 here in the bubble at Ted Reeve Arena.
Well, thank you.
I have been Pink Slaminade.
And I'm Bubbles the Brave, signing off for now.
And we'll catch you later here at the Fresh and the Furious.
Sorry, can we grab our chair? Yeah, should have started up the ring one, but I can't announce it. I'm not that talented. I am no AK-47. I am no high def. Those boys be high off their skull and still put in a hell of a fucking production. I really like the way that Jack's put all this together. That is a hell of a, like, just like, here's your basics. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Especially if you've never done streaming or anything like that before. I'm like, you're rookies. I'm like, yeah, here's a package. I'm like, oh, cool. I don't have to make my own. Even though I did. So.
Mine?
I believe so. It's not mine. Everyone's set up. Rosie. Well, this should be an interesting match.
Sure.
So have you done this before streaming or no? Or no. Oh, perfect. I know I asked that before, but I always like to clarify. think I'm the only no, Jared's here too. I was like, I think I'm the only AFTA certified announcer here except for Jared. Jared's been doing it forever, so. Way longer than he's been announcing as long as I've been involved in Derby. So.
Well, the great thing about this event is that everybody's starting out.
Oh yeah.
It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, like show up, get experience. That's it. Like everyone's new here. You're gonna find a lot of weird things, and it's gonna be fun. That's a very low stress environment. I had one of these for most.
Shout to find me and I'll turn it on. I've had some problems reaching the scoreboard computer today, and one of the problems with bad links to scoreboard computers is the score freezes. And you got a score there, so you will know whether or not there's a problem. I won't know because I may not have a running around with me.
Alright. We're here, we're on time, that's all we need. Oh wait, conscious. Yes. Also very important. Yeah. That's why there's two of us.
Well, you're going to have a backup emergency announcer, you know, in case one of them goes wild and has to be I got tie wraps in.
Going to be a dump truck situation. It's going to be okay.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's working. He's working for the NHRA, the National Hot Rod. He's doing broadcast for like ESPN.
Oh right, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, he's still hanging out and she's doing her best.
That voice is amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Well, he's been throwing derby in every once in a while, but he's just, last I heard, he was cruising his hog across the country, back and forth, just doing his hot rod. Why do you have a screen error on the main scoreboard?
Derby level round.
Quebec City. Is it? It's the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, they just named it that. Yeah. Well, I would like to see RDQ again because it's a lot easier, but especially in a bilingual broadcast, I'm like, I have no clue what's going on.
Just hold on a few seconds. I'm just doing something.